call it Social Home. It's like a website that has all my social media links on it. You can see in the URL, it's definitely not a Linktree clone, right? And yeah, there's some things that I don't like about it. I don't like that these entries take up so much real estate. I don't want to disable that, but I want to make it optional. I also don't like the amount of space up at the top there, specifically on mobile. It's like a bunch of wasted real estate. Let me throw this into a mobile view. You see? I can only get 2 of these kind of bigger links. And let's contrast that with, I think Joe Carlson has a link tree that I saw today that I liked. And so you can see that this gets a lot more stuff on the screen, right? And there's this tiny picture. But this, I don't think this is perfect either, but I think I can draw inspiration from this basically to make these paragraphs optional, and then optionally have a little picture of me, downsize this text, get rid of some of the real estate up there. And I also want to add some stuff. So I like that I have more socials than this one. Let me leave that open just for reference. And I'm missing some socials that I want to add. One is Mastodon. I can see here in my issues tab. Patreon and Substack as well. This QR code, we'll do that later. We don't need to do that now. I do also want a collapsible, like TLDR, like who are you, dude? Because some people, I send them right to this page and they don't really know who I am, and I could like ask them to like go through all my socials and like read about me and understand me, but that's kind of dumb. There should be a TLDR. So that's what we're doing today. So I have this code right here which adds Mastodon. I'm going to go ahead and add Patreon and Substack as well. So I need to figure out the order that I want them in. Basically, from left to right, I'm prioritizing the social that I'm trying to grow. And so by that standard, I would definitely put my Substack before my Twitter. And then what about my Patreon? I feel like Patreon can go after Insta. So let's go grab the Patreon. By the way, I'm on Patreon. I have 0 like subscribers over there, and I might end up deleting it, but if I get a bunch of people that pay me, then I'll keep it. And what do I want to do with this Patreon? I want to do research. Well, it doesn't help that I'm like apparently really hard to find. Coffee. Yeah, let me sign in. I thought I was just using my Gmail, wasn't I? Watch, I just never made it public, and that's the reason I don't have any followers. That would be so embarrassing. Okay, so this is it. It's John Vanderveer, right? It's just John Vanderveer. Why could I not find this earlier? So let me log out. Viewing as creator. Viewing as public. Yeah. So let me log out and try to search again. Find creator John Vanderveer. Yo, this is brutal. It never... I'm like not in the search or something. So yeah, maybe I just boycott Patreon because like this search is garbage. I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah, I think I'm going to close down my Patreon because I have like no followers there and I have a ton of other channels already. So let me just mark this as it won't fix. But we can do Substack. Let me also log back into my Patreon just so I can close it so I don't have to deal with it anymore. Your page has been approved and is ready to launch. I want to delete it. I guess it's fine if I just unlaunched it. I guess that's good enough. Cool. I guess this is good enough. I don't know. It's ready to launch when you are. So I guess it's unpublished, so that's good enough. Okay, let's go grab Substack. This is my Substack. It's Optimality. Latest article is why I am on Mastodon now. So yeah, I said that Substack we could do, I said the Patreon we'll do down here. So let me delete that, and then Substack will do before or after TikTok? I think after. You save that, command click it just to make sure it works. Okay. And now I can yarn run, or yeah, run. I guess it's yarn start, sorry. Okay, so here's my local version, and I got these 2 green links now. So boop, that works, gets me to that one, and then this one gets me to Mastodon. Hey, his Phoebe, is that how you say it? He's Phoebe. How's it going? Thanks for being here. Cool. So now I want to fix those icons, and then also I want this text to be smaller. So let's go find that. Command Shift F, Command V. Here's John's social home, and so here we can see this styles title. I got a bunch of lint errors. Something's not configured right. It says use an import instead, but I am using import, so I don't know. My styles are coming from here. This is the title, Command F dot title. So we can see font size is 4 rem. Let's go down to 2 rem. Right? It's a lot smaller now. And now it's sort of out of alignment with these bad boys. These H2s are 1.5 rem. They are smaller, but not by much. Let's go, we could do 1.25 rem. 3.5, 4.5. I kind of like 1.25. I kind of like 1.35. And let's look at this text. This text is 1.25. Make that 1.2, make that 1.1. So I'll do 1.1 there. So basically making all of this text more compact. And then what about getting rid of this line? I don't want to get rid of it, but I do want to Yeah, maybe I want to get rid of it, huh? Get rid of the line height. Cool, so let's do that. We can also make the margin smaller here. Instead of 1 rem, we do 0.5. And actually, I'm going to remove it from this title because the title is always going to be there and the paragraph text is going to be optional. So I want to have margin top on the paragraph tag. What's going on, y'all? Thanks for being here. Jim Perro says hi. XZ Cadence says yo. Cool. So we fixed this. Do you want to keep the line height on the title is one question. Let's get rid of it. Doesn't seem to help. So simpler is better if it's not adding anything. Let's get rid of it. Okay, so here's a paragraph tag. We will take this down to 1:1, get rid of the line height. And the margin will be, so we follow the clock, top, right, bottom, left, and I want the top to be 0.5 rem, and then zeros. Now, this H2, we want this to be zeros. It was saying 1 rem on the bottom. Want that to be zeros, and for the font size, we want it to be more than the paragraph text and less than the like main title. So what did we say, 125? Can't remember. Let's check it out. Refresh the page, see how this looks. Maybe you could include all of them in a box with the key points and make the box able to be scrolled. Why are you not using Tailwind? Just because I don't need another library. Ooh, look how, this is important. These icons are not wrapping. This is actually important. I think I need to put this in a flex container. We'll do one thing at a time though. Let's look at this text. I think the text looks good. What do you think? So we have these paragraphs on the bottom. The 125 is looking fine. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good. And then let's preview. What if I delete this? And then that looks fine, right? This could arguably still be a bit big. So the border around it, let's do 1 rem instead of 1.5 rem. So we'll look for the padding rule. Here's the 1.5, we'll take it down to 1. And you know what, even with the margin, let me refresh this. The margin at the top here is good, but the margin at the bottom and then stacking it here, first of all, it's asymmetrical, right? So this one is getting more margin because the two adjacent compared to this one. So I don't like the asymmetry, and I also think the bottom part is too big. So what if I make it only a margin top? And now I can have more stuff on the screen. So I like that. Are you trying to build like a portfolio page with all of your contacts, or is this part of a website? Both. I call it my social home. So this thing already exists. I'm just enhancing it. So you can go see it today right here, Not John's Linktree. Can you see that? but I'm adding more socials and now adding more. Okay, so one step at a time, right? This is looking good. But now that we added these two new socials, this is overflowing. So let's try making width 100%. Okay, what about width auto? What about max width auto? So these are not working basically. What if I remove the flex? If I remove the flex, bad things happen. So we definitely want it to be flex. Flex wrap. Yeah, it's the wrapping is the problem. So we can do reverse wrap, we can do wrap. Why is YouTube first? Did I put YouTube first? I guess I did. Okay, so that's on me. So yeah, just flex wrap. That makes sense. And now it's easier. Let's do some margin on the sides. I don't like that the gutter is uneven with the these list items. So this is already giving some padding. So why am I giving padding twice? So let me get rid of the padding on the home container. Okay, so we can get rid of that. And yeah, now that that's gone, I can just take whatever style I'm putting on these. So that's a width 88%. That's so strange. I wonder why I did that. Can I just go for 90%? Let's do width 90%. Okay. And in addition to the width 90%, that's pretty much it. So it's a percentage gutter. That works for me. Okay. So we have this 90%. And now my socials TSX, I want this to also have the same. At the level of the unordered list. So social list wrapper with 90%. Let me refresh this. Oops. Refresh this page. What do I want to support? Definitely support the 412. 360 feels like a lot. I think I'll support up to 390. That makes sense to me. He is learning, obviously. Seniors don't have time for this. I'm definitely a senior. I've been coding for like 10 years. I have no idea. I'm so lost. What are you lost about? Is this your portfolio? No, this is my social home. It includes my portfolio. You see the link down there, it says portfolio. So this is my portfolio. But this is my social home. So like when people want to see my different social sites. He probably just doesn't do CSS a lot. I don't know where y'all are coming up with this stuff. Y'all crazy. Okay, so let's go add the flex wrap. We got the width 90%, display flex wrap, and then just wrap it. Okay, so I think it's looking pretty good. Yeah, I think this looks really good. And now let me take out some of that. Look at that ginormous 5 rem on the vertical. What if I take it all the way down to 0? What if I completely get rid of the padding? Are we good? I almost wonder if I did that just to test scrolling. Yeah, so I'm going to take this off and then I'll add another item to force the scroll. So this is the home module. Here's 5rem. Let's get rid of that. Just wondering what you're doing here. Yeah, it's my social homepage. What is your tech stack, bro? We're using Next.js. So this is totally like serverless, basically. Okay, let's make sure there's no regression on the desktop. I think this still looks fine, personally. Now let's do one step at a time, right? So we'll commit these CSS changes. So this is style, better real estate use. Okay. Push that. Now, next thing I want to do, we want to fix these two icons, that's for sure. So let's do that next. First one is Substack. So I got a font awesome for Mastodon. Thoughts on MERNstack? No, thank you. I don't want Mongo. Mongo's closed source, and it's not cheap, and it's NoSQL. And you don't go for NoSQL by default. If you have a use for it, use it. If you don't have a use for it, don't use it. It's not a good default. Here I want to do yeah, just like a Mastodon icon. Closing some tabs I don't need. Okay, so let's search and see. I don't really want to install another dependency. I'm trying to keep this like dependency free. Can I just grab the SVG? Yeah, I think I can just get the SVG. Okay, so let's look for Mastodon. Mastodon. How do you spell that? Mastodon. Here it is. Okay. Cool. So here's the pure SVG. So here I have my components. I'll make another folder, which is icons. New file. This will be mastodon.tsx. Const mastodon. I keep spelling that wrong, don't I? Golly. I never like it when it doesn't format. That always means something's wrong. Okay, because they put in HTML. That's the reason. So I still want to give them credit. I just don't want it to be in that format, because that breaks React. So I'll give them a credit note like that. And now maybe I can get this to be a one-liner. Control-Shift-P, format, Control-S, and it formatted. Great. I do want to add format on save. I haven't set it up on this computer yet. Here's format on save true. Yeah, it says, oh, because it's separate for TSX. Let's go over to GPT to remind me. Bro, share us about your cloud experience. Yeah, it was pretty great. What is format on save for TSX files and VS Code settings config? What is the key for? So they put the word TypeScript React. Share about your cloud experience. What's there to share? Used a bunch of AWS resources, EC2, ECS, EKS, ECR, S3, Route 53, the usual suspects, secrets manager, lots of IAM role stuff. Do you have like a specific question? Okay, so here's TypeScript React. We have the formatter set, but it's not set to format on save. Okay, so I'll throw that over there. And then I'll also put prettier over here. I want format on save everywhere. Format on save is my jam. Does prettier work for Python? Let me go check my extensions. Prettier. Once upon a time it did not, but I think they were adding it. JavaScript, TypeScript, boo boo boo. Your favorite language? Yeah, looks like it's, oh, it's now read-only. What? Under active development. Okay. We recommend you use Black instead. Okay, cool. Wow, that's extremely direct. I love it. Did you say you're doing HTML? Are you a game developer by any chance? Nope. And I'm not doing HTML. I'm doing Next.js, which is React, which has kind of a HTML-like syntax. So you can look at this. But notice I say const. So this is actually a variable. This is called a functional component. And this is a React thing. It's a JavaScript function which returns kind of an HTML fragment, kind of. Because at the end of the day, it's all going to get compiled to HTML, but we don't write it as HTML. Okay, so let me export this. Command S, and now I'll go over to this and import it. This does mess things up. Here's the default SVG. What is SVG versus default SVG? Okay, well, default SVG is an SVG. Icon, mask, color, it says. I think I should look for an example. So here I am inside of their node modules, and I'm going to look for an example. Wow, this is so crazy. I wonder why they did it like this. And I don't see in their code base, where are they listing like the actual SVG files and stuff? copy from build to source, parcel examples, but I don't see an examples file. Cool. Background.js, icon.js. It could just be like one of these random lines and then go way out because they're doing like single line. So I wonder if they have a single line SVG somewhere and I'm just not seeing it. Probably. DTS. Okay. Well, I cannot see any examples, but I think I'm just like maybe looking in the wrong place. Oh well. Look in the build folder. I was in the build folder, right? Let me look again. Was I not in the build folder? Yeah, I'm in the build folder. That's what I was looking in. Okay, so let's do this kind of guess and check. Color is a color, that's pretty clear what that is. Icon, I think that's the SVG string. Mask is what's throwing me. And the fact that it's a default SVG instead of an SVG literal. So I'm going to try an SVG literal. We'll see how this goes. Let me actually go to the docs before I do that. React social icons. There's got to be a custom case for easies. They have Substack over here. Oh, that's Stack Overflow. Well, that's one problem. This looks like a bookmark kind of thing. Yeah, I don't see it. That's okay. I actually don't see custom icon support, so that kind of sucks. One thing I could do is totally just swerve his stuff. Instead of trying to, so let's try this. I'll try it if it works, and if it doesn't work, I'll just do a conditional. Okay, so how do I want this to work? The way I want this to work is I want to import my SVG, my Mastodon, over here. And I want to be able to give it a URL like this. Okay, so I already need to do a conditional. So let's do a type. Custom icon data is going to have the URL, which is a string, and then what is this? Like, I think it's an SVG element. I could turn it into a string if I need to. We'll call it SVG data, and I'll say it's a string or SVG. So now ordered socials is going to be string or custom icon data. This feels like not the best way, but I'm not sure what the best way is. So we'll just try to make it work, and then we can make it work better. Cool. What are you working on? I'm working on this social homepage. So if you go on my TikTok bio, you can see it today. So this is what it looks like today. How did he use one pipe for or? That's what it means. Or is one pipe in your type. Yep, exactly. Jog says howdy. Howdy, Jog. Yeah, this is TypeScript, so that's an allowable syntax. Also in current modern Python, it's also allowable, and like other languages too. So using the pipe operator to mean or is a thing. Okay, so this it's mad about. Why is it mad? Cannot find URL. Did you mean URL? No, I did not mean that. Oh. So did that fix it? Okay. incremental progress. Check the top level UL. So localhost is back. Oh, for types. Yep, yeah, that's right. So yeah, right now if it's a string, it works, and if it's not a string, it doesn't work. Okay, so that's fine. So now let's try to do one that's not a string. We'll just put it first for now. Where do I actually want it to go? This is going to be Mastodon, right? Where I actually want Mastodon to go is down here. Okay, so I can go ahead and do that in place. That is the third place. So here we'll do URL, and then we'll do SVG data. And this is where I will just say Mastodon. Cool, and hopefully that works. String or URL string SVG data. Element like that. Is not allowed. What if I do that? You're not allowed. What is the shorthand for functional component? I forgot. Is it react.fc? Okay, it's react.fc. Oopsie. Is that better now? Element. Okay, what if I do it like this? Wow. It's still seeing that it's an element, not a functional component. Let me also capitalize my M so I can be a good human. And then here, can I say that it's a React FC over here? Command minus is how you do that, that quick move. Oh, literally just importing React in the global space fixed that? Okay. I don't have type hero on this machine. Let me go get type hero. Type hero. Is it type hero or TypeScript hero? It's TypeScript hero. Oh no, is it deprecated? Oh no. Can I sort TypeScript sort imports? Okay. Does that actually work? I don't know. It didn't really seem to sort my imports, right? Bogus. TypeScript Hero is deprecated. That's so sad. So it's still not working. So it says, okay, Mastodon is a functional component. Then over here, that's totally allowed, because I say string or functional component. Oh, it's because it's saying it can't do an array, but it totally can. Totally can. So that's just I typed it wrong. I see, I see. Much to do about nothing. It usually is, isn't it? What language is that? It's TypeScript. I'm coding right now. I'm gonna throw up because I don't understand. Miss Snail, don't throw up. What VS Code extension do you use? I use a bunch of them. I mean, here, let's take a quick look. Prettier is a big one for sure. Copilot, love it. GetLens, big, big, big. And then there's some Python ones, which I'm not using right now. Prisma, if you use Prisma, gotta have the Prisma plugin. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for being here. Please follow the page if you're, into coding or whatever. Okay, so this looks like it compiled, but did it work? So where is my third image, which should be green? It just evaporated. YouTube, TikTok, and third is Substack. Oh, that's okay. And then Twitter, and then so Mastodon was fifth. Sorry about that. And then Twitch. And so it just evaporated, which is kind of okay because I have it put in the null case over here. So we have social item from string. And let's do social item with custom icon. Instead of from string, let's just say social item. No, I kind of like both. It's more explicit that way. You never have a case where you're like confused because isn't social item with custom icon just a kind of social item? No, they're two distinct things. Okay. In this case, we have a string, and in this other case, we have custom icon data. Cool. children string. Oh, yeah, got it. Okay, so if it's a string, we treat it as a URL. If it's not a string, we treat it as a custom icon data. Okay. The data.url still works as the key. And now the only difference is that I want to specify the SVG. And this is where it's mad because it says, hey, you can't do that. Oh, it's default SVG, right? It says, hey, you're supposed to be a string. Where's icon, mask, and color? Bro, I don't know. Where is icon, mask, and color? What is bro making? A social site. A social home site. Like this. Kind of like a Linktree. You ever seen Linktree? Thank you for the follows. JavaScript is interpreted, not compiled. This is TypeScript. React with TypeScript. Bingo. Very good, very good. Thank you all for being here. I'm glad to see you. Okay. Where are we at? Here we are. So here's the comparison so far, right? You see this new one is, well, let's make sure the sizes are similar. So what are we on, comparing the 12? 12 Pro, 12 Pro. And we can see the new one, it's just a lot more compact, right? And we're going to add 2 more features. We're going to add 3 more features. We're going to do a PFP, a TLDR, and making the paragraph down there optional. I wonder what another link I could put down here would be. Let me know if you have thoughts. Oh, I think I also have a Pinterest. Isn't that crazy?